Hey, welcome to my journey. Excuse Hotch back here. I'm watching Criminal Minds. I'm filming back here. I don't normally do my menu plan and stuff back here in the junk room, but David's watching a movie and I didn't want to bother him. And I really want to get this filmed. We're going to do a little something different for the month of January. You know they always do the pantry challenge. Well, I'm going to do the pantry challenge, but I've got to do a freezer challenge because you know what? In the blink of an eye, the garden's going to be coming. And I have still got so much stuff from the garden in the freezer. We've got to eat. I've got to start cooking this food. So I am going to try my best for the month of January to really make a dent in that freezer. Now I have a few more months, till the summer, but I've got a lot of food in there. A lot of food. And like I said, a lot's from the garden. The pantry is so-so. I have stuff, but not a whole ton of stuff. I still have stuff in the middle room, but it's just odds and ends. And some things like oatmeal and flours and beans and pastas, stuff like that you just always seem to have. Now, I'm going to show you my freezers, and I had to do an inventory. We look at that too, because I haven't kept an inventory in months and months and months and months. I've just ignored it, completely ignored it. I've got it updated now, not my pantry, just my freezers. And so we'll look at that. You'll see what I have to work with this month and on. And then we'll look at the menu. But I know Edie at Edie's Adventures, I know she wants to do it because she says she's got a lot in her freezer too. Joan and Sandy may as well jump in. Like Joan said, her everyday life is a pantry challenge because she cooks everything from scratch. So everything she cooks comes from the pantry and the freezer. So it's like an everyday thing for her. So when you see her menu plans and no grocery hauls a lot of times, that's because she like she says, she's doing a pantry challenge. And Sandy, she may jump in there. That's Joan at Rise and Shine Suburban Homestead and Sandy over at Life with Sandy. I'll put everybody's links down below so you know where to go look. And you can go check out their channels and see if and when they decide to put up videos. I'm not sure if they're going to put up a video today. I'm not really sure. But go check their channels to see and make sure so you can follow along and see how well we do. Now, I'm not doing a no-spend pantry challenge, freezer challenge. I'm going to try to use up as much stuff as I have, but if I need stuff, I'm going to buy it. It's not a no-spend. You'll see on my grocery haul this week what I needed from the freezer and what I bought. So if I need things, I'll buy them. And if I want to try a new recipe that I need something to go with it, I'll buy it. So that's my rule. It's not a no-spend type challenge. It's a let's get this stuff out of the freezer and eat it up challenge. So what's up next is you'll see in my freezers before and after. Wasn't as bad as I thought. You'll see my inventory, you'll see my menu, and you'll see my groceries. So, with all that being said, let's turn around and get started. Okay, the first one we're going to look in is my white one. This mostly meat. This one will look like the last time we looked at it. And it'll probably look the same when I get through inventory. And this is all squash. Both of those are squash. Chicken. Different little things. So I've got to inventory this. This one's not going to be, and over here on the door is just odds and ends like this. Chicken things. And now that blue bonnet, when I got somebody's groceries wrong, a good while back, she had ordered all these blue bonnets. Well, I've used one. I don't know what I used it for, but I thought I didn't want to throw it away, so I threw it in the freezer, but I never get around to using it. And then just little odds and ends like that. So let's go over and look at the other freezer. This is my gray freezer with all my cool magnets. This is going to be the job. Oh, I have greens everywhere. I think, look, that's 3 shelves with greens. And no, 4 shelves with green. No, there we go. See all this? I've got to pull all this out and inventory it because I don't know what all I have. I just don't know. And the door is just, again, odds and ends. Just odds and ends. Oh, there's a vegetable nest I didn't know I had. So I'll show them to you when I get through. Okay, it honestly didn't take as long as I thought. In here is all my raw chicken, except that weird but good. It is cooked and ready. This is my raw chicken breast and some bone-in thighs. And there is my tomatoes that I still have to make salsa with. There's a couple whole wings, and the rest of it is shredded and diced cooked chicken and a few smoked turkeys. And then breaded squash and breaded squash. And then there's my Muller's homemade sauce. Down here's my peaches that we got in Amish country. There is some bacon Mama gave me. I didn't put my cranberries and my little damson plums, but they're on the I need to make cranberry sauce. And then this is pork. Has some sausage, a few pork chops. This is my hog jows and my cooked Italian chicken and another thing of pork chops. And this is just my beef. So we got some grilled burgers, some cooked hamburger, chuck roast, some steaks. I'll show you in there on my thing. And then I added a few things from the other freezer over here just because I had more room. I put all my cheese over here because I have some cheese up there. So now let's go look at the other one. This is the one that I thought was going to be bad, but it really wasn't. I didn't inventory, but that's just bread. Odds and ends of bread and a pie crust. All this up here is my okra, my breaded okra and my plain okra. And in here, let's see, there's some egg rolls and some mini wontons that I hadn't eaten and some banana peppers from the garden. And there's some French toast that I made we haven't eaten. These are Instant Pot buffalo chicken dip. And this is all our French fries. And there's some raviolis back there in the back. And then I put our breakfast sandwiches and burritos. And under here is my cooked squash just for casseroles. Over here I have 3 corns from the garden left. Cut off corns. And behind there, that's my breaded green tomatoes. And then peppers and onions and peppers. Here are my beans, my speckled butter beans, and my field peas and snaps. And then my peppers and onions that I prepped. Oh, I didn't see all this corn. I thought that was corn on the cob. I got to recount that. Oh, I got plenty more corn. I'll take that out and put it up here. Okay, let me count that. And back there is my corn on the cob. And down here's all these greens. Under the greens, I'm not going to pull them out, is some zucchini. And there's some zucchini. Actually, that's some okra. I just left it down there. Our cookies that I froze and prepped, we hadn't even eaten yet. Under there, if you can see, it's all my pumpkin, more zucchini, and a butternut squash. And then this is just kind of basically the same. There's some pierogies and a bunch of garlic. And we gotta make these green onion pancakes. Keep forgetting about them. Some biscuits and just different little things. So now we'll go in there and look at my inventory. And I'm gonna count this corn before I go. Okay, now that we have fixed our freezers, this is what I have to work with. Now, I did not inventory my pantry because it's not as big as it was. We've been eating out of it, and those are little things I can just go and grab. I'm basically focusing on my freezer. So, in the chicken department, we have some bone-in thighs, raw chicken breast, 1 tenderloin, whole wings, diced cooked, Italian breast, those are cooked, shredded breast, and shredded, I didn't know there was an N on that, smoking turkey. I'm going to leave it. And there's 1 raw Instant Pot buffalo sliders that I prepped, that I haven't cooked yet. And in our beef, we have a raw ground beef, some cooked hamburger, steaks, stew beef, a chuck roast, some cooked keto meat, hot dogs, and grilled burgers. And then in the pork, which we very rarely eat, I do have some. I have some hog jows, cooked sausage, boneless pork chops, 8 ounces of bacon, and then some 1 pound packs of bacon, boneless pork chops, pork belly, and bone-in pork chops. And for seafood, I put bulk flounder. There's not much. I'd have to buy some more to go with it. And then these are ready to eat. An Instant Pot buffalo chicken dip. I showed you that. And a weird but good chicken. Miscellaneous, I have some pierogies, I have some dumplings, and I have some ravioli. Now, our vegetables, I thought I put What happened to my numbers? Something happened to my numbers. Hold, please. I'm back. I had somehow hit the column right here to not print. I don't even know how I did it, but I fixed it. So I have broccoli. This is from the store. Now, these things from the garden, I just put bulk because there's so many of them. I wasn't going to pull every single thing out and count it. I know I have plenty. I have plenty of cut corn from the garden. I have plenty of corn on the cob. I have plenty of breaded okra. I have plenty of plain okra. Then I have some speckled butter beans, some Brussels sprouts, some field peas and limas, and an air fried green bean, just a small piece of carrots. I have shredded zucchini. I'm going to start making some zucchini bread. You'll see that on my menu. A butternut squash. I have bulk cooked squash, which is for casseroles. I have bulk sliced zucchini, a couple vegetable nests, some chopped peppers, bulk from the garden, seasoning blend, bulk banana peppers from the garden, and look at all these mustard greens. I got 23 mustard greens because they really put on. And remember, Holly got some, and we've already cooked a lot. I've cooked a lot of collard greens, so I've only got 2 collard greens. I got bulk peppers and onions and bulk onions. Those are things that I had prepped. So that is what I have in my freezer to work with. And I'm telling you, you saw them, and you know I got a lot. So now we will look at the menu. I usually just tell this to you, but I wanted to show you because I'm keeping a record of what I'm using. So I will be sure and mark it off on my list. I got to get a mustard green out and mark that off. So Friday, we're just going to have hamburger helper because I got 1 box left and some green beans that I canned. And so out of the freezer, I will use 1 hamburger. Saturday, I just put eat out because that's usually what we do. Sunday, Philly cheesesteak subs and fries. And we will use the cheesesteaks, which they're in the other freezer. That's why you didn't see them. And fries from the freezer. The Monday's going to be pintos, julienne potatoes, and fried okra. The okra will come from the freezer. Tuesday, chicken, which will come from the freezer, and this is however I decide to make it. New recipe for crock pot broccoli and rice, casserole, and fried squash. So the chicken and the squash will come from the freezer. And then Wednesday, this is a new recipe for tortilla bake and corn. So that will use 1 pound of hamburger and some corn from the freezer. And then Thursday, stew beef, rice, and beans. And I might use some beans from the freezer. Just depends on what kind of beans I feel like making. And the stew beef will come from the freezer. And then I plan on making a zucchini bread sometime, and that will use some of the shredded zucchini. So that is what we're having this week. And I think it's a good start on the freezer. I could surely use some more, but next week is another week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, no, not yet. You got to see my grocery haul. And that is coming up from Walmart's teeny tiny, Publix, and a pretty small Food Line. So now, let's turn around and look at those groceries. Okay, here's my Walmart's order. I'm going to show you, like we've talked about, I have not filmed my intro yet, but what we're going to talk about is the challenge. You will have heard it, so I don't need to repeat it. So anyway, this is what I got this week. I got some whole milk for me because David made a mistake last week and drank the whole milk. And I told him, I said, you're drinking the wrong milk. The cartons looked alike because I had to pick them up at Publix. And so they looked alike. And he didn't realize it, but he said, I thought that milk was different. So I had to get me some more because I like that with my Ovaltine. And then eggs and butter. And then he was out of his Deli Deluxe slices. He likes those. I do too. I really like them. And then he's going to go for the turkey bacon this week. And I did buy the wrong tomato soup. I'll have David eat those because the creamy tomato is what I wanted. And I picked up the wrong thing, so I got it this week. Being sick, that's going to be good. And David needed some more Raisin Bran. And I needed some more vegetable oil. And some more sugar. And I didn't want a big thing of corn dogs, but it was like I wanted the Honey Crunch kind, and this is how they came, so I got it. We'll eat them because sometimes we just like a corn dog. And then David's bread, and both Hollies like Dr. Pepper, and I only keep Coke. And so I got Dr. Pepper for them, and I thought I was buying Mountain Dew minis for when my sugar acts up, but I got a whole one. I did not need that size. The minis work fine, so I'm going to check my receipt and see if I got the right thing or not. So that's what I got. Just filling in things we needed. I'm going to show you the only thing I'm buying this week for meals, okay? Broccoli florets. That's the only thing for our suppers that I needed this week was broccoli florets. The rest of it is coming from what I already have. So I thought that was pretty good. And like I said, you will have heard how I'm going to do this challenge. Next up, there will be a Publix and a Food Line. So for Publix, they were out of 2 things. This is the only 2 things I got. These non-dippers and this spinach artichoke dip. This is for tonight for New Year's Eve. Here's my small little Food Line order. I ordered my light cream for my coffee, but I said they could substitute this if they were out. And apparently they were out. Must have been a lot of cream used for the holidays. And the coffee is called Beachfront Blend. It used to be called Coastal Blend. It was still in a blue box, so I guess this is the same thing. I tried it one time and liked it, so I thought, well, I'm going to try it again. They also have one called Shore Blend. I don't know what the difference is. And then these I got for me and David. It's with the cream cheese icing. I got that for us for New Year's morning for breakfast. And then I eat these, and since I got them, David has started eating them, and he loved them. This particular brand, this Food Line Sharp Cheddar Bars. So I got that for him and me. And a few bananas. And so that's it. That is all for this video. And as you can see, I bought things that I needed or wanted. So it's still the not the no spend. But I think it's going to work, because I think I'm going to get my freezer cleaned out. I hope I do. So that is all for this video. I will see you when I see you.